some amazing poems. These students have spent a lot of time memorizing the poems and thinking about how to deliver them, and I think you're really going to like it. We also have some special guests from Potomac schools, some 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, so let's welcome them. We have two students who are going to MC, Gus Hemphill and Tesla Palmetier.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Poetry Out Loud.
First off, I'd like to cover a little bit of theater etiquette. Please don't put your feet up on the backs of the seats. Any electronic devices you have, we would appreciate if they were turned off. And if you need to exit, please go out through the lobby and not out through that door. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce Seth Rogen. Sorry. Who is providing us with wonderful music, even though I butchered his name. He's amazing nonetheless. And now I would like to present Britt Hanford, who is giving us the invocation of the Muse.
Hello. The Creation Story by Joy Harjo. I am not afraid of love or its consequence of light. It's not easy to say this or anything when my entrails dangle between paradise and fear. I'm ashamed I never had the words to carry a friend from her death to the stars correctly, or the words to save my people from drought or gunshot. The stars who were created by words are circling over this house, formed of calcium, of blood. This house, in danger of being torn apart by fear. If these words can do anything, I say, bless this house with stars, transfix us with love.
Our first section is the original and other poem recitation. And first up, we have Shayla Alred.
Loving. Some people say that on our last day living, and maybe that might be tomorrow, because we can't, and we know we can't, tomorrow might be our last day living, that maybe tomorrow, or on our last day living, we will love beyond our hearts.
Our next original poet will be Alyssa Jo Hill.
Tell them something sweet. I heard once that they'd rather hear about memories than enemies, rather hear about the good times than the bad, but still about the hard times you had, rather hear about the greatness than the fear of losing it all, never thinking you could fall, rather hear about the love lost than the love found, rather hear about the fight than the forgiven. That would make them feel better, but never remember.
Our next poet is a student from Potomac. Can we have Brianna Johnson, please?
Hi, my name is Brianna Johnson, and I will be reciting Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy-winded downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep.
Our next poet will be Alyssa Ross. Is she here? No? All right, let's move on to Hannah Bowman.
Rainbow by Jack Riddle. So, science is the bully of the playground. The guy who says Babe Ruth was just a drunk. The kid who rolls his eyes the day the trees all bud. You know elves live under your porch. That God loves puppets. That wind comes from a witch's cave. And that birds sing just to sing. What if Wordsworth, strolling along the lakes, had looked up, taken out his pen, and speculated how color came from the drops of rain that formed around how color came from light that formed around the drops of rain that formed around some dust. And what if Noah, crazy with the smell of dawn? What if this wild builder of faith, when he saw that covenant of color draping over his mad zoo, had tried to tabulate the cubits in the rainbow's length, forgetting about the dove, the olive branch, dry land? And what do we make of Philip, Plato's less than certain pal? He scribbled in a notebook that the rainbow wasn't stable after all. It moved as the observer moved, and somewhere, over the rainbow, is further away than any bluebird could ever fly. So if science is as uncertain as tomorrow's weather, I think I'll say the rainbow, like most everything, this poem, elephants, the hurricane along the Georgia coast, my sister's scribbled chalk across the sidewalk, is not just one more worn, anonymous effect and causes long and flagrant history. I think I'll say the rainbow simply comes. Light may bend, reflect, refract. But why then color? Why Mozart from a cat that string? And why this morning, when I saw that we were out of coffee, did I look up and see you in our garden, staking the tomatoes in the rain?
May we have Potomac student Maya Bennett, please?
I'm Maya and I'll be reciting When You're Old by William Butler Yeats. When you're old, gray, and full asleep, and nodding by the fire, take down this book and slowly read, and dream of the soft look your eyes had once of their shadows deep. How many loved your glad grace, and loved your beauty with love false so true, but one man loved the pilgrim soul in you, and loved the sorrows of your changing face. And bending down beside the glowing bars, murmur softly how love fled, and a pace upon a mountain overhead, and hid his face amid a crown of stars.
Could we have Chad Engstrom, please?
Okay, there you go. Song of the Powers by David Mason. Mine, said the stone. Mine is the hour. I crush the scissors, such is my power. Stronger than wishes, my power alone. Mine, said the paper. Mine are the words that smother the stone with imagined birds, reams of them, flown from the mind of the shaper. Mine, said the scissors, mine all knives, gashing through papers, ethereal lives. Nothing so proper as tattering wishes. As stone crushes scissors, and paper snuffs stone, and scissor cut paper, all end alone. So uphold your papers, and scissor your wishes, and uproot the stone from the top of the hill. They all end alone, as you will, you will.
Next, may we have Amber Gableman, please?
Hi, my name is Amber, and I'll be reciting The Star by Ann Taylor. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. When the blazing sun is gone, when he nothing shines upon, then you show your little light, twinkle, twinkle, all the night. Then the traveler in the dark thanks you for your tiny spark. He could not see which way to go if you did not twinkle so. In the dark blue sky you keep, and often through my curtains peep, for you never shut your eye till the sun is in the sky. 'Tis your bright and tiny spark lights the traveler in the dark, though I know not what you are, twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Could we have Austin Graff, please?
Advice to a Prophet by Richard Wilbur. When you come, as you soon must, to the streets of our city, mad-eyed from stating the obvious, not proclaiming our fall, but begging us, in God's name, to have self-pity. Spare us all word of the weapons, their force and range, the long numbers that rocket the mind. Our slow, unreckoning hearts will be left behind, unable to fear what is too strange. Nor shall you scare us with talk of the death of the race. How should we dream of this place without us? The sun, mere fire, the leaves untroubled about us, a stone look on the stone's face. Speak of the world's own change. Though we cannot conceive of an undreamt thing, we know, to our cost, how the dreamt cloud crumbles, how the vines are blackened by frost, how the view alters. We could believe, if you told us so, that the white-tailed deer will slip into perfect shade, grown perfectly shy. The lark avoid the reaches of our eye. The jack pine lose its knuckled grip on the cold ledge, and every torrent burn as Xanthus once, its gliding trout stunned in a twinkling. What should we be without the dolphin's ark, the dove's return, these things in which we have seen ourselves and spoken? Ask us, prophet, how we shall call our natures forth when that live tongue is all dispelled, that glass obscured or broken, in which we have said the rose of our love, and the clean horse of our courage, in which beheld the singing locust of the soul, unshelled, and all we mean or wish to mean. Ask us, whether with the wordless rose our hearts shall fail us, come demanding whether there should be lofty or long-standing when the bronze annals of the oak tree close.
Let's welcome Kaylee O'Lean to the stage.
Hi, my name is Kaylee O'Lean. I'll be reciting A Narrow Fellow in the Grass by Emily Dickinson. A narrow fellow in the grass occasionally rides. You may have met him, did you not? His notice sun is. The grass divides as with a comb, a spotted shaft is seen, and then it closes at your feet and opens further on. He likes a boggy acre, a floor too cool for corn, but when a boy and barefoot, I more than once at noon have passed, I thought a whiplash and breeding in the sun, when stooping to secure it, it wrinkled and was gone. Several of nature's people I know when they know me, I feel for them a transport of cordiality, but never met this fellow, attended or alone, without a tide of breathing and zero at the bone.
I'd like to welcome Becca Barsati to the stage.
Dirge Without Music by Edna St. Vincent Millay. I am not resigned to the shutting away of loving hearts into the hard ground. So it is, and so it will be, for so it has been, time out of mind. Into the darkness they go, the wise and the lovely, crowned with lilies and with laurel they go, but I am not resigned. Lovers and thinkers, into the earth with you, be one with the dull, the indiscriminate dust. A fragment of what you felt, of what you knew. A formula, a phrase remains, but the best is lost. The answers quick and keen, the honest look, the laughter, the love. They are gone to feed the roses. Elegant and curled is the blossom. Fragrant is the blossom. I know, but I do not approve. More precious was the light in your eyes than all the roses in the world. Down, 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 into the darkness of the grave. Gently they go. The beautiful, the tender, the kind. Quietly they go. The intelligent, the witty, the brave. I know, but I do not approve, and I am not resigned.
May we please have Martin Preston.
Hi, my name is Martin, and I'm doing We Wear the Mask by Paul Lawrence Dunbar. We wear the mask that grins and lies, hides our cheeks and shades our eyes, this debt we pay to human guile, with torn and bleeding hearts we smile, and mouth with myriad subtleties. Why should the world be otherwise, counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them only see us while we wear the mask. We smile, but oh great cries our cries, to thee from tortured souls arise. We smile, but we sing, but oh, the clay is vile beneath our feet along the mile, but let the world dream otherwise, we wear the mask.
Next, we would like to welcome Buddha Clay to the stage.
I'm reading Alone by Edgar Allan Poe. From childhood's hour I have not been, as others were I have not seen, as others saw I could not bring, my passions from a common spring. From the same source I have not taken, my sorrows I cannot awaken, my heart to joy at the same tone, and all I loved alone. Then, in my childhood, in the dawn of a most stormy life was drawn from every depth of good and ill, the mystery which binds me still. From the torrent or the fountain, from the red cliff of the mountain, from the sun that round me rolled in its autumn tint of gold, from the lightning in the sky as it passed me flying by, from the thunder and the storm and the cloud that took the form, when the rest of heaven was blue, of a demon in my view.
Please welcome Jacob Delight.
Hi, I'm Jacob, the poet by Yon Noguchi. Out of the deep and the dark, a sparkling mystery of shape, something perfect, comes like the stir of the day, when his breath is an odor, whose eyes share the road to stars. The breeze in his face, the glory of heaven on his back, he steps like a vision hung in air, diffusing the passion of eternity. His abode is the sunlight of morn, the music of Eva's speech. In his sight, one shall turn from the dust of the grave and move upward to the woodland.
Next, can we welcome Connor Panion to the stage?
Cartoon Physics, Part 1 by Nick Flynn. Children under, say, 10 shouldn't know the universe is ever expanding, inexorably pushing into the vacuum. Galaxies swallowed by galaxies, whole solar systems collapsing, all of it acted out in silence. At 10, we're still learning the rules of cartoon animation, that if a man draws a door on a rock, only he can pass through it. Anyone else who tries will crash into the rock. 10-year-olds should stick with burning houses, car wrecks, ships going down, earthbound. Tangible disasters, arenas where they can be heroes. You can run back into a burning house. Sinking ships have lifeboats.
The trucks will come.
The trucks will come with their ladders. If you jump, you will be saved. A child places her hand on the roof of the school bus and drives across a city of sand. She knows the exact spot it will skid, at which point the bridge will give. Who will swim to safety, and who will be pulled under by sharks? She will learn that if a man runs off the edge of a cliff, he will not fall until he notices his mistake.
Please welcome Potomac student Sydney McDaniel.
Hi, my name is Sydney, and I will be reciting If Mama Could See by Lori Clifton. If Mama could see, she would see Lucy sprawling, limbs of Lucy, decorating the backs of chairs. Lucy hair, holding the mirrors up that reflect odd aspects of Lucy. If Mama could hear, she would hear Lucy's song, rolled in the corner like lint. Exotic webs of Lucy's size, long Lucy spiders explaining to obscure gods. If Mama could talk, she would talk. Good girl, good girl, good girl. Clean up your room.
Next, we would like to welcome Jordan Jorgensen to the stage.
Yeah, it's working.
Ways of Talking by Ha Jin. We used to like talking about grief. Our journals and letters were packed with losses, complaints, sorrows. And even if there was no grief, we couldn't help lamenting as though longing for the charm of a distressed face. But then we couldn't help expressing our grief. So many things happened without warning. Labor wasted. Loves lost. Houses gone. Marriages broken. Friends estranged. Ambitions worn away by immediate needs. Words lined up in our throats for a good whining. Grief is an endless river, the only immortal flow of life. After losing a land and giving up a tongue, we stopped talking of grief. Smiles began to brighten our faces. We laugh a lot at our own mess. Things became beautiful. Even hailstones and strawberry fields.
Please welcome Mallory Philibert.
I'm Mallory, and I will be reciting The Arrow and the Song by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. I shot an arrow into the air. It fell to earth, I knew not where, for so swiftly it flew, the sight could not follow it in its flight. I breathed a song into the air. It fell to earth, I knew not where, for who has sight so keen and strong that it can follow the flight of song? Long, long afterward, in an oak, I found the arrow still unbroke, and the song, from beginning to end, I found again in the heart of a friend.
Next, we would like to welcome Joy Olson to the stage.
Hi, my name's Joy, and I'll be reciting The Spider and the Fly by Mary Howlett. Would you walk into my parlor? Said the spider to the fly. 'Tis the prettiest little parlor that ever you did spy. Survey into my parlor is up a winding stair, and I've a many curious things to show when you are there. Oh, no, no, said the little fly. To ask me is in vain, for who goes up your winding stair can ne'er come down again. I'm sure you must be weary, dear, with soaring up so high. Will you rest upon my little bed? Said the spider to the fly. There are pretty curtains drawn around, the sheets are fine and thin. And if you like to rest a while, I'll snugly tuck you in. Oh, no, no, said the little fly, for I've often heard it said, they never, never wake again who sleep upon your bed. Said the cunning spider to the fly, dear friend, what can I do to prove the warm affection I've always felt for you? I've within my pantry good store of all that's nice. I'm sure you're very welcome. Will you please to take a slice? Oh, no, no, said the little fly. Kind sir, that cannot be. I've heard what's in your pantry, and I do not wish to see. Sweet creature, said the spider, you're witty and you're wise. How handsome are your gauzy wings, how brilliant are your eyes. I've a little looking glass upon my parlor shelf. And if you'll step in one moment, dear, you shall behold yourself. I thank you, gentle sir, she said, for what you're pleased to say. And bidding you good morning now, I'll call another day. The spider turned him round about and went into his den, for well he knew the silly fly would soon come back again. So he wove a subtle web in a little corner sly, then set the table ready to dine upon the fly. Then he came out to his door again, and merrily did sing, "Come hither, hither, pretty fly, with pearl and silver ving. Your robes are green and purple, there's a crest upon your head. Your eyes are like the diamond bright, but mine are dull as lead." Alas, alas, how very soon this silly little fly, hearing his wily, flattering words, came slowly flitting by. With buzzing wings she hung aloft, then near and nearer drew, thinking only of her brilliant eyes and green and purple hue. Thinking only of her crested head, poor foolish thing, at last up jumped the cunning spider and fiercely held her fast. He dragged her up his winding stair into his dismal den, within his little parlor, but she ne'er came out again. And now, dear little children, who may the story read, to idle, silly, flattering words, I pray you ne'er give heed. Unto an evil counselor, close heart and ear and eye, and take a lesson from this tale of the spider and the fly.
Let's hear some more tunes from Seth.
Deliberate by Amy Uematsu. So by 16, we move in packs, learn to strut and slide in deliberate low-down rhythm. Talk in syncopated beat because we want so bad to be cool, never to be mistaken for white, even when we leave these rowdier LA streets. Remember how we paint our eyes like gangsters? Flash our legs in nylons, sassy black high heels or 2-inch zippered boots. Stack them by the door at night, next to Daddy's muddy gardening shoes.
Next, may we have Ethan Town.
Hi, my name is Ethan, and I will be reciting Harlem by Langston Hughes. What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it explode?
I'd like to welcome Cheyenne Walksnice to the stage.
Alone by Edgar Allan Poe. From childhood hour I have not been, as others were I have not seen, as others saw I could not bring my passions from a common spring. From the same source I have not taken, my sorrow I could not awaken. My heart to joy at the same tone, and all I loved alone. Then in my childhood, in the dawn, of a most stormy life was drawn. From every depth of good and ill, a mystery which binds me still. From the torrent or the fountain, from the red cliff of the mountain, from the sun which round me rolled in its autumn tint of gold, from the lightning in the sky as it passed me flying by, from the thunder of the storm and the cloud that took the form, when the rest of heaven was blue, of a demon in my view.
Next, we'd like to welcome Kyle Campbell to the stage.
My name is Kyle Campbell, and this is I Am the People, the Mob by Carl Sandburg. I am the people, the mob, the crowd, the mass. Did you know that all the great work of the world is done through me? I am the working man, the inventor, the maker of the world's food and clothes. I am the audience that witnesses history. The Napoleons come from me, and the Lincolns. They die, and I send forth more Napoleons and Lincolns. I am the seed ground. I am the prairie that will stand for much plowing. Terrible storms pass over me. I forget. The best of me is sucked out and wasted. I forget. And everything but death comes to me and makes me work and give up what I have. And I forget. Sometimes I growl, shake myself, and spatter a few red drops for history to remember. Then I forget. When I, the people, learn to remember, when I, the people, use the lessons of yesterday and no longer forget who robbed me last year, who played me for a fool, then there will be no speaker in all the world to say the name the people with any fleck of a sneer in his voice, nor any far-off smile of derision. The mob, the crowd, the mass will arrive then.
Next, please welcome Molly Stark-Ragsdale.
Ego by Denise Duhamel. I just didn't get it, even with the teacher holding an orange, the earth in one hand, and a lemon, the moon in the other. Her favorite student standing behind her with a flashlight. I just couldn't grasp it. This whole citrus universe, these bumpy planets revolving so slowly, no one could even see themselves moving. I used to think, if I could only concentrate hard enough, I could be the one person to feel what no one else could. Sense a small tug from the ground, the earth's shift, the sky changing gears. Fine. Even though I was only one mini speck on a speck, even though I was merely a tiny pinprick in one goosebump on the orange, I was sure then I was the most specially perceptively sensitive. I was sure then my mother was the only mother to snap. The world doesn't revolve around you. The earth was fragile and mostly water. Just the way an orange was mostly water if you peeled it. Just the way I was mostly water if you peeled me. Looking back on that third grade science demonstration, I can understand why some people gave up on fame or religion or cures, especially people who have an understanding, who have a well-developed sense of spatial reasoning and the tininess it is to be one of us. But not me. Even now, I wouldn't mind being God and move the planets the way I spin a globe, basketball, a yo-yo. I wouldn't mind being that teacher who chooses the fruit, or that favorite student who gives the moon its glow.
Next, we would like to welcome Rebecca Van to the stage.
Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it's queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep.
Please welcome Paul Robel.
Kubla Khan by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Or a vision in a dream, a fragment. In Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree, where Alf, the sacred river, ran, through caverns measureless to man, down to a sunless sea. So twice 5 miles of fertile ground, with walls and towers were girdled round. And there were gardens bright with sinuous rills, where blossomed many an incense-bearing tree. And here were forests ancient as the hills, enfolding sunny spots of greenery. But oh, that deep romantic chasm which slanted down the green hill athwart its cedarn cover, a savage place, as holy and enchanted as ere beneath a waning moon was haunted by woman wailing for her demon lover. And from this chasm was ceaseless turmoil seething, as if this earth in fast, thick pants were breathing. A mighty fountain momently was forced, amid whose swift, half-intermitted bursts, huge fragments vaulted like rebounding hail, or chafy grain beneath a thresher's flail. And mid these dancing rocks, as once and ever, it flung up momently the sacred river. 5 miles meandering in mazy motion, through wood and dale the sacred river ran. Then reached the caverns measureless to man, and sank in tumult to a lifeless ocean. And mid this tumult Kubla heard from far ancestral voices prophesizing war. The shadow of the dome of pleasure floated midway on the waves, and was heard the mingled measures from the fountains and the caves. It was a miracle of rare device, a sunny pleasure dome with caves of ice. A damsel with a dulcimer in a vision once I saw. It was an Abyssinian maid, and on her dulcimer she played, singing of Mount Abora. Could I revive within me her symphony and song? To such a deep delight 'twould win me, with music so loud and long. I would build that dome in air, that sunny dome, those caves of ice, and all who hear should see them there, and all should cry, beware, beware. His shining eyes, his floating hair, weave a circle round him thrice, and close your eyes with holy dread, for he on honeydew hath fed, and drunk the milk of paradise.
Next, we'd like to welcome Shyla Allred to the stage.
After a Rainstorm by Robert Wrigley. Because I have come to the fence at night, the horses arrive also from their ancient stable. They let me stroke their long faces, and I note in the light of the now merging moon how they, a morgan and a quarter, have been by shape guttered raindrops spotted around their rumps, and thus made Appaloosas, the ancestral horses of this place. Maybe because it is night, they are nervous. Or maybe because they too sense what they have become. They seem to be waiting for me to say something to whatever ancient spirits might still abide here, that they may awaken from this strange dream in which there are fences and stables and a man who doesn't know a single word they understand.
Please welcome our last Potomac student, Isabella Duff.
Hi, my name is Isabella Duff, and I'm reciting Hope is a Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson. Hope is a thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings a tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could have abashed the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity as to come on me.
Next, we would like to welcome Stella Shannon to the stage.
Ultima Thule by Linda Beards. A little candle wax on the thumbnail, liquid at first, slipping, then stalled to an ice hood. Another layer, another, and the child lies back, his thumb a hummock, his small knuckle buckled with cracks. No snow yet, but the last white meadows of switchwort and saxifrage mimic it. Already the bears brush back through the dwarf willows. Hubbard Point, Cape Henrietta Maria, the bay's deep arc, flattening, lessening, as land extends through the fast ice and the seam of open leads stretches, withdraws. They have come for the pack flows, for the slow rafting, and repeat on their white faces, the boy thinks, the low strokes of the borealis, violet mouths, madder blue at the eyelids. Perhaps he will walk to the shoreline. No shore, of course. Just miles of land-fast ice, stretched over water, stretched out to water. The line where each begins, a filament, a vapor, to go where nothing lives. He turns, settles to extend a little breath out over that ice. The white, cumbersome bodies migrating in reverse with the others and dragging between them a lifeline. Plump and intricate. Like a net, like purse seiners, dragging a cork net, its great arc spiraling tighter. Tighter. Now green in those lights. Now blue. Now pink as the boy's ear, where all night a line of cold traces the rim, the lobe, circles down, chills, and recedes. Thank you.
Next, I'd like to welcome Tesla Palmentier to the stage.
The Death of Allegory by Billy Collins. I'm wondering what became of all those tall abstractions that used to pose robed and statuesque in paintings and parade about the pages of the Renaissance, displaying their capital letters like license plates. Truth, cantering on a powerful horse. Chastity, eyes downcast, fluttering with veils. Each one once marble, come to life, a thought in a coat. Courtesy, bowing with one hand always extended. Reason with her crown, and constancy alert behind a helm. They've all retired now, consigned to a Florida for trophies. Justice is there, standing by an open refrigerator. Valor lies in bed listening to the rain. And even death has nothing to do but mend his cloak and hood. And all their props are locked away in warehouses. Hourglasses, globes, blindfolds, and shackles. Even if you called them back, there are no places left for them to go. No garden of mirth or bowers of bliss. The Valley of Forgiveness is lined with condominiums, and there are chainsaws howling in the forest of despair. Here, on the table, near the window, is a vase of peonies, and next to it, black binoculars and a money clip. Exactly the sort of thing we've now come to expect. Objects that sit quietly in a row in lowercase. Themselves and nothing more. A wheelbarrow, an empty mailbox, a razor blade resting in a glass ashtray. As for the others, the great ideas on horseback, the long-haired virtues in embroidered gowns, it looks as though they have traveled down the road you see on the final page of storybooks. The one that wanders up a green hillside and disappears into a valley unseen, where everyone must be fast asleep. Next, we'd like to introduce Sam Orr.
Alright, I will be reciting Alone by Edgar Allan Poe. From childhood's hour, I have not been. As others were, I have not seen. As others saw, I could not bring. My passions from a common spring. From the same source, I have not taken. My sorrow, I could not awaken. My heart to joy, at the same tone, and all I loved alone. Then, in my childhood, in the dawn of a most stormy life was drawn, from every depth of good and ill, the mystery which binds me still, from the torrent or the fountain, from the red cliff of the mountain, from the sun that round me rolled in its autumn tint of gold, from the lightning in the sky as it passed me flying by, from the thunder and the storm, and the cloud that took the form, when the rest of heaven was blue, of a demon in my view.
That concludes the poetry competition. And while our judges are making their deliberation, we'd like to do some introductions and special thanks.
Our judges have been Tony Raby, the MCPS School Board President, Colin Post, a poet, Russ Lodge, the Hellgate High School Principal, Jean Croxton, a Hellgate English teacher, Debbie Hendricks, a Hellgate English and Latin teacher, and Jill Mason, a Hellgate English teacher.
Thank you to our lovely photographer who has been up in the tech booth snapping a different kind of art, Thomas Manzanares. And thank you to the English teachers. Without them, none of this would be possible. Every year they bring us Poetry Out Loud, and it really is a great opportunity for students of Hellgate. And thank you to Lancy Linnell, who brought over the lovely Potomac students, have done such a wonderful job.
Thank you all, and have a wonderful night.
Okay, so we're going to give the folks that are scoring, right? Got it? Okay, never mind. I'll go down and find out who that is, and then we'll have some photos. So Thompson's going to come down and have the Potomac kids over by Seth take their photo, and then everybody that's in the audience that did poems, of course, should come up and we'll take a picture of you guys too. Okay. Thanks to all the parents that are here and supporters and friends. It's really nice that you're here to help out. Okay. So we have all the Poetry Out Loud students come on up here, whether you did original poems or other poems, come on up. Nice work. Yeah. So I'll say their name, and you have to give a 45-minute speech, and then okay, I'll go home. Okay. So there's a regional Poetry Out Loud right here on February 21st, 7 o'clock again, and it's students from all over the western region of Montana. So I hope you come back and have a good time tonight. There'll be other judges and other entertainment. Also, I'd like to say that there were some ties, so the judges had a really tough job. You guys did great, really great. Okay, everyone's tired of laughing. Okay, so there are three folks that, well, all three actually, that did original and other poem recitation. But Alyssa Jo Hill, she's still here. I think she had to go. And second place was Hannah Bowman. And Kaya Olive for her poem Loving. I have certificates for you guys too, so if I don't get them all written, these guys were really fast tonight. If I don't get them all written out, I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow at school. So we're going to have 4 students from Hellgate participate in the regional event. I guess tomorrow's already February, so in about 21 days. In fourth place is Kyle Campbell. I am the mob. I am the people, the mob. By Carmen Sanders. Third place is Joy Olson, the spider fly. And there was a tie for first place. It was Austin Graff, Advice to a Prophet. And Stella Shannon, Ultima Thule. We'll get your photo. Thomas will come on down. There it is. And I've got a wave here. Thanks for coming tonight.